Hello to everyone, this is Vishal, and again we are in another session of the day that is related to the UI layout, and it's a very interesting session because of as we are working with the UI with the coding. So yeah, you're right that we are working with the compose layout, and nowadays you can see these kind of stuffs anywhere. That means lot of blogs, many sites, and many sessions beyond that. But I think there's some unclear picture. So I will describe you these things, well, and we our motive is to explore the basic things, and we have to learn from the scratch where we start this compose layout. That means where we need it and how we can do that, and how we can achieve the animations also. So these all we have to learn from this. um, so as we are working with the Android Studio Flamingo, and this is the new version, and here that means no need to implement anything, any package with that. So it's default they provide us this layout, so we can do that, and we can work on this. And also thanks a lot of your love and appreciations, and as I check my mailbox, and there's a lot of uh, your queries be there, and whatever you want, whatever you needed for coming sessions, that I noted down, and your comments also related to my previous videos in which you like that. So thank you so much for your love. And now we have to start this compose layout, and as per updates in a Kotlin, lot of stuffs become easy, and many things we can do it in a fast manner. So these the Jetpack compose make it very easy, these kind of layouts. And then um, also we no need of extra designings on that, so we can do it everything in the code part. So we'll start it, but first we have to learn the basic things with the uh, theoretical part, and then we have to work with the coding as we are doing always. So again we have to start, so let us start it. Okay, so first if you introduce this Jetpack compose, so in the basic definition from the Android side, we have that Jetpack compose is a modern toolkit for building a native Android UI. That's very simple, and Jetpack compose simplifies and accelerates UI development. So that means we are no need of this XML layouts, we can do it everything on your code part. Okay, and very less code we need it. So you won't be editing in any XML layouts or using the layout editor. Instead you will call composable functions to define. Okay, so it's your, I mean it's your requirement, or if you handle it very well, so no need of this XML layout on that. That means you can do it with the compose layout, and everything should be there. But in which widgets, means if you're working with the tags, is working with the recycler view, or where, so that means how we can implement these things easy. So that is our question. So because of we can say that it's a powerful tool and very less code, but sometimes we have few complexities with that, so that we have to learn how we can achieve these parts. So we will start it from the text box, and we have to learn all stuff with this, I mean with animation inclusion included that. So Jetpack compose, if we can say that it is a build around composable function. These functions let you define your app's UI programmatically, so by describing how it should look and providing the data dependencies rather than focusing on the process of the UI construction. Okay, so that means we can create a composable, but first thing is we have to learn, whenever we need it, we need annotation. Annotation is at composable. Okay, so before, means when it is started, then we need to implement few packages, and then we have to learn, that means versions with the old Android Studio. So better you can update your Android Studio, and that all things be, all stuffs be there. Okay, so you can find that at composable annotation there. So if I describe it, I describe it in the three main factors for that. And the first one is your set content, number two is your composable, and third is your preview. Preview you can see in front of that, means whenever you make this composable, then on the right part you can see that the previews also. See, that means you are doing right or wrong, where you need it. So these. So if we can go for the composable, what is composable? That is the main definition. Why we need it? So the basic thing is composable functions are the fundamental building blocks of an application built with compose. Okay. So that means we can compose something. That means we can mash up. So the composable can be applied to functions or the lambda to indicate that the functions can be used as a part of compositions to describe the transformation from application data into tree or hierarchy. So here we are doing the same thing, means here we have some UI widgets, like as we work with our text views or edit tags. So likewise that many things we have. So for that we need to, means we can get the data from, as we are working with the MVVM part, or we can say that we can fetch the data from the view models. That I will also describe how you can use the MVVM with this composables. Okay, so here that means we have to mash up the data and we have to pass it to our those UI components, and then we have to show that. So these all we have to learn. So that means it just compositions, we can say. The functions can only ever be called from with another composable function. So a useful mental model of the composable function is implicit composable context is passed into the composable function. So here nothing we have to do, that we have to just use add composable annotation and work on that. It's all very easy. So the basic programming behind this add composable, that is we have to show it some data as into the tree or hierarchies. So these we have to do. So means it is we can say that it's simple functions of any programming. So one more time, this is the definition from, we can say that from the Android Studio site. So there, so the Jet Compose is a build around composable function. These functions let you define the app's UI programmatically by describing how it should look and providing the data dependencies. Okay, these the compositions we have to learn. I think this point is clear to you because of this is a simple composable. So how we can use this, how we can work on that. So we have to go for the second structure, means that is simple composable, that is the mean, and we can say the middle and the main. So here we can say that set content. So whenever you call that composable, you can you needed that set content. So first you have to set content with that composable, and also you need to show that on the preview. That is important. Three main factors we have to learn. So here we can define, how we can define it, how we can learn it. So there you can see that here we can use a component activity. So these component activities we have to use these set content, and under the set content we can call our function, that function be the composable. Okay, so that's a very simple scenario we have to learn. So I will describe you how we can use that and how we can learn that. Okay, so this is the, and the preview is what? The preview means this is also be the another annotation. So that lets you the preview your composable function within Android Studio without having to build in the install the app and Android devices or emulators. So that means we know every time we no need to check that to run this on your device, or likewise that on whenever we have a segregation for the coding and UI. So there you can see the preview on that. Okay. So I will describe you how you can work or how you can see that on your Android Studio. So these important factors you have to learn. Number one is your composable. That composable function you have to call in your set content, and that set content, and then also you can use the preview. How you can achieve it? You can achieve it at composable and at preview. I think this is on the tips. This is a very basic tips you have to learn. So first three things we have to learn how we can use, then we explore each and every elements in UI part. Okay, so one by one. So how we can use the add text element, a lot of things, how we can use the themes, a lot of stuffs be there. So first we have to let us start on. Okay, so let us start in Android Studio. Here you can we have a default activity that is called the main activity given by them, and it extended by the component activity. Okay, so in the new version of the Android Studio, means here we have a flamingo, so here it is just be given by them. That means all components, means whatever we are using, here it is. Okay, so it is inbuilt with your activity compose, and that means you do not need to implement these things on your project. But if you are working with the old Android Studio, then you have to implement that, and you have to check that which version is compatible with your Android Studio. So better you can update your Android Studio and work on that. So for that, here you can see that is the main activity, and here a lot of stuffs they given, that is a compo, that is compo set test theme. We have a greetings, we have a everything really there. That means we have a theme, we have a color, we have a types, so a lot of stuffs there. So do not go with that. Means uh, we just learn basic things one by one. Okay, so these we have to start color, theme, type, means after that. But first we have to work with here simple activity. So you can just simply right click and open any activity. If it is empty activity with the XML layout, so no need, no need to worry about that. What you have to do, you just remove that the old component activity, old activity, and you can add this component activity with there. Okay, simply. And without layout we need it, so we just put it the set content with the curly brackets be here. So as I told you, we have to work with the set content, and we have to work with the composable, we have to work with the preview. Three important things for this, nothing else we have. Okay, so what we have to do, just simply go for your second activity, open, and remove the XML, means that whatever be that activity default, you can remove it, and then use this component activity with there, you extend it and just remove everything be there, and after on create instance save, you can use the set content. Okay, so here set content with the curly brackets, under that you have to call your function. So this is your class scope, and after the class scope, what you have to do, you have to make a composable. Okay, and also you have to work with the preview. I will show you how to do that. So three main factors we have. This is your composable, this is our preview with that composable, and this is with our set content. Here we have to call our function. So under that composable, we have to create a first function that is simply called the text. So you can put it as in a name, a string, and here what to do, you just put it as in a text, and under that text you have to call name. Just simple. I want to show you how a simple name becoming here. Okay, and this function you have to call under the set content. So this is your ABC, and under the set contents you have to call hello. Simple. Okay, so this is a simple work we have to do. And then for this, how we can use this as a preview. So what to do, you can just check the split here, but there is no preview at this time. Okay, so how this composable preview, that means you can see the preview with the composable, how we can use that, you just use, you can create any function in that. Okay, You can see that here is show to you ABC preview on the right side. Okay, this is your ABC preview, but nothing we have at this time, so we have to create any value with that, any function with that. So that is simply we have to work. Okay, so you can call that function also. So here you can put it as in a hello preview. Okay, so you on the right side, this is the hello preview, you can see this. So this is a very simple composable preview. You can see this is a ABC preview here, right side. This is whatever you can call this function ABC. And if you want to make it, I just showed you the difference, but we have to, because of we are checking the same. So we have to check that what our call be under the set content, because of that set contents be working on our project, not this preview. So the preview is just for checking the things, it is working good or not. So hand to hand you can see that yeah, this is fine. Okay, and one more thing with the preview, that is the background also. So what to do? So you can see that the background is a true or false. So how we can use that background in our there you can see that the color be changes. Okay, so whatever with the background, how we can change this background color, or likewise there's many stuffs on that. Then how we can change the fonts and how we can do these things. So we have to learn. So basic thing is that the basic three bodies we have: simple, whatever you create on the composable function, then whatever be your preview for the composable, under that function you call this, and the main is your set contents. So the everything should be here. So how you can check the complete layout activities and how we can work that, how you can change the themes. So a lot of stuffs be there, but we have to work one by one. So this is a very first and basic steps you have to learn. Okay, so as we have done the simple set contents with the function, and we have called these things, and one more thing very interesting, that we have to work with the font styles also, means we give the text styles here, and also the surface and background themes. So a lot of stuff, but today we just give emphasis on the text, how you can write that and how you can work that. So here that one more interesting thing is you can put your styles here. So you can say that if we have a text style, so we were in a text styles, we give the font styles, I mean font size we can give, and also we provide the colors of the font. So a lot of stuff. So first if you go for the color, so how you can go for, you just simply say that on the style you can just say text, whatever be the name you are passing, comma, this is your style, and here this style you can see that it's in a blue color. So that means we have in the text and style. Okay, so under that styles, what you give, you want to give that your, see you can see that lot of stuffs here. You have a colors, you have a other things, font we can go for the font families also, lot of stuffs be there, we can do that, but we can learn these things one by one. Okay, so here you can provide that color. So I want to give that color as in the color dot red. So if you go for the red, how it gives to you, so you can see on the right side it will changes. So here it is in the red color. So if you want to go with the green and others, you can, or also you can use your custom colors also. So that also I mean will describe it. And one more thing that is important, you can provide the font size. Okay, so if you go for the font size, you can say that comma, we have a font size, and that font size I'm giving at this time 8.sp. Okay, so later will describe you how it works on that. Okay, so you can right side it be changes the, you can see that it becomes small. So this is the way you can just go for this is the simple text whatever you are passing, comma style, this is the red, this is your font size. So if you want to increase it, you can increase it. So it depends on whatever be your requirement. So how it looks in the activity, where the place of activity, what is the background surfaces, so a lot of stuff. And one more thing in that is very interesting, if we want to place the two text here, okay, so how we can achieve it, that is one more interesting phase. And how you can set the corner radius, offset, so a lot of stuffs we have one by one we are doing that. So this is a very simple. First we set our contents, then we use a composable. Under that you can pass that, and here you in the preview you can just call that function. Okay, so that's the way we can do. So there are a lot of interesting features. We can say that we can use the multiple text styles be there. Okay, so we'll talk later on that. But what happened that if you using the two strings, means if I want to copy and paste the same string, and I want to know that there be the two names becoming, means one is heading and other is text values or whatever be, so how it behaves like, so we'll check it. So first we copy this text and then see. So here the text is same, so it overlaps. Okay, so what we can do, we just here create a multiple strings here. Okay, so say the first header and second is text. Okay, yeah. And the same copy and paste here. So that means here we have a two text, and one is the name we are passing, another is. So here you can see that it's overlaps here. Okay, so for this we can check it with the some color change. So I want to make it black. Okay, so we can see that the header is on red and the text is on the black. So here also if the header is bigger, so I want to make it as a 12, and here I want to make it as a 8. So one is the bigger one and the second one is small one. Okay, but here it the overlap, so that overlap scenario what we can do that, just if you know that if you are working with the layouts, and there be the linear layout. So linear layout is what means how, then we have a vertical and we have a horizontal two. So here if you use that column, so here we have a column, so that means that column means we have to put it as in a vertical layout, as in a linear form. So here to render the values, and then we can see how it works. So you can see that on the top is a header and below is a text. So that's the way you can use this of as in a header, multiple values be here. Okay, so this is a very simple approach we can work. It's just like a linear layout we are using on that, as we will compare all the things in my coming session. So just first you have to learn this basic things up to text, and I will describe you in my coming session how to use the surface, how we can use a multiple font styles, and how we can use these color themes, your custom themes, your colors, your types, and also the animations we have. So a lot of stuff in a queue we have, but we continue, and I'll try to give it these sessions continue on the every week. So that's I tried to promise with you. So that's you have to work on. But believe me, it's a very easy and very interesting whenever you work with the component activity. Okay, so thank you so much for the day, and we'll continue this tour on the second session also.